Hello and welcome to Friday's 5 Minutes of Fitness. Today we are going to focus on obliques. So this is the area of your rectus abdominis, your midsection, that's right here. They run along here like this. And people love them because when you strengthen them, they see this nice sculpted midsection. I love them because they are protectors of your back. We often hear about injuries that happen doing simple tasks like taking a big bag of dog food and putting it into a shopping cart, or while you're driving and you reach back to get something, there's a twist and so often that happens when it's just doing just daily life. So by strengthening these muscles, you're less apt to injure yourself, and you also will get some great balance from that. So,
sounds good.
Yay. So we're just going to go through some really quick oblique exercises. You've got 5 minutes of this, as always. So what we're going to do is start. Another thing to mention is with abs, you don't have to do a warm-up, which is kind of nice. If you only have 5 minutes, you're safe to do abs. We're already into the 5 minutes, but know that you can always go back and do a little extra if you want to hit it a second time, right? So what we're going to do is start with, I'm going to have Damien start with what we call kind of a side crunch, and there's variations on this. So she takes her knees off to the side and then keeps her feet down. The safest variation of this is just to lean back and come in, right? So that's perfect. No doubt that oblique is working. So right now she is working her right oblique as she comes in and out, okay? If she wants to increase the intensity, she could bring her feet up and come in and out, bring her knees in, yes, beautiful, and then back out. So a little higher intensity, still working that right side, yeah, a little challenging. And
balance.
Yes, exactly, good point. So a lot of balance happening with that too. So the whole core is engaging with a focus on that oblique. And if she wanted to make it even more challenging, she could straighten her legs, so you come into kind of a side pike like that. Very, very, very hard.
I don't even know if I can do it.
Very hard. You're doing great. That is a high intensity exercise. It also involves the back a bit, so be careful on that. So beautiful. Why don't we do a little bit on the other side just to make sure that we're even, right? So again, going through the variations, you could go right into whichever one you want, going into the nice grounded feet, and then heading into a lifted, and then heading into a pike if you want to. So Dame and I are showing you different variations. Something to think about is that you can start here with the idea of, in a month, I want to be able to do this. So it's kind of fun to have some goals. Another exercise for the obliques is called a side plank. Lots of variations on this one, so bear with me. Go ahead and get started. So Dame, I'm going to have you come onto your forearm and face this way, so long ways here. You can see that we don't practice these in advance, so there's a reason for that, and that's because I would rather talk Damien through it without her knowing, because that way I know that I'm talking you through it. So I'm going to have you rotate onto this side only, facing the camera. So she's going into what's called a side plank. Now she is doing the hardest version of this, okay? She will dip her core down and then come back up, all working here, okay? Now, that's the hardest way. Another way to do it, to make it a slight bit easier, is to take your right foot and bend your knee. So and then she'll stabilize herself a little bit there, okay? And then hand up. So this is variation 2. Go ahead and drop down and up. Still too much? If it's too much on your shoulder, then take this hand down to the ground and help stabilize. So now you have 4 points of contact, okay? Making it a little easier. The hardest variation, 2 points of contact, which would be the right, having her right arm and right foot on the ground, or sorry, left arm, left foot on the ground. And then the most modified version, safest version, is this one. And then there's also the idea of bringing your hand up. So as she dips, go ahead and dip down and up. She is asking her entire section here. So it's not just the oblique, but this whole area is being asked to work. Again, so important for twisting movements. Let's go ahead and switch you to the other side, so you can just flip your feet over there and just give yourself I won't make you turn your backside to the camera. just around here like that. Beautiful. And then once again, just reminding you of the different variations. I'm going to give you one more variation while we're here. Go ahead and come on up, Dame. So hardest is the way she has her feet stacked. Her feet are on top of each other. If this is just tiny bit too much, but you feel you're close to doing it, or it gets to be too hard, you can take one foot and bring it in front, staggering your feet and giving yourself a bigger base. Still 2 points of contact, bigger base, right? Okay, and then you just dip down and up, down and up. And there you have it. You've gotten your 2 oblique exercises in. It's been 5 minutes. Go ahead and drop yourself all the way down, Dame. So you can see that in 5 minutes, you can really work those abs. Now, a lot of it is obviously is me explaining the exercises. That's okay. You can go back and do them, and just remember, those are 2 very simple exercises with variations, and you could do those for 5 minutes total, or you could do 20 reps on each one. And then you'll have your very strong, sculpted obliques.
Happy Friday.
Have a great Friday.